Well, ladies, have you ever been in a relationship, find out your man's cheating, and instead of being furious at him, you get mad at the other girl? Well, the question Burden of the Blogs asks, why do women go after the other woman when guys wander? Now, here to weigh in this morning is relationship expert Janie Lacy. Good morning, Janie.
Good morning, Holly.
Okay, so why is it when women get cheated on, a lot of times their anger is directed at the other woman instead of the man who they're in a committed relationship with?
Well, it's very understandable that we would want to blame the other person because after all, if it wasn't for them, this wouldn't happen. And that tends to go with the theme of just society, that if it wasn't for her, then this marriage or this relationship probably wouldn't be broken up. And it's a lot easier many times for the wife to think that if it wasn't for her and not that my husband, not that my boyfriend made a bad choice to ruin the relationship or ruin the family.
Because I would assume it's hard for a lot of people to get around the fact that it's like, this person betrayed you, this person lied to you, and it's a lot easier to blame a stranger than the person that you might have a long, long history with.
Right, it lessens the pain for them.
Sure.
So if I'm thinking it was their fault as opposed to he betrayed me, it just lessens the pain that I feel. And a lot of times in marriage counseling where there's been an affair, some couples actually bond over blaming the third party.
And I don't think that's really healthy because you're not really tackling the issue, are you?
Exactly, they're not tackling the issue at all. It's just, it's a shock, it's a knee-jerk reaction. Well, we have to blame someone because something bad has happened. So that she's usually the first person to blame.
Okay, so what's the difference between men and women? Like when men get cheated on, do they tend to blame their wives more or do they blame the other man?
Generally speaking, men tend to blame their wife more because they, after all, think they know what a man thinks. So they give the responsibility to their wife, where usually the wife usually wants to blame the other person, and especially if there's more of an emotional connection, that right there is more threatening to her than if it was just a sexual relationship. They're both painful, but the emotional connection is a lot more damaging if the woman thinks that he's in love with the other woman.
Absolutely. Well, what about, let's talk about the third party involved. Is it ever appropriate for a man or woman, once they've been cheated on, to confront the person that their spouse or their girlfriend or boyfriend cheated on them with? Is that a healthy thing to do?
Generally speaking, I would think not. It's just usually one to take the anger and the rage out on that person. But if it's a family member or if it's a friend or someone that your husband engaged with, someone that you knew, there may be a healthy confrontation down the road, but initially just doesn't do any good for anyone involved.
Okay, and then can couples recover from this? What's the best advice that you can give couples dealing with this right now on how to move forward if this is what they want to do?
Couples recover from this all the time, but it takes a lot of hard work. And for one, the third person has to be removed from the relationship because we can't work on the relationship if they're still involved. And the first thing is to seek help. Couples cannot do it alone. Seek help of family, friends, church, counselors. There's a lot of people out there that can come alongside them and help them through the journey because it is a rough journey. Yeah,
and you need that moderator. And Janie, thank you so much. Now, you will be joining us in about 15 minutes. And also, if you have any questions out there, you've gone through something like that, dealt with infidelity, or you just have a relationship question in general, head to our website, dailybuzznow.com. Shoot us an email. We can read it live on air. We'd love to help you out with anything that you're dealing with. We'll be back in just a moment.